So we were having a conversation about the wax. We cleaned some wax out of your ear tonight.
Yeah,
and so you didn't want me to use a Q-tip because what?
Because the wax company, which are the company who make the wax out of your ear, they told everyone of his parents to use machines that suck it out of your ear and put it into a tree that has vampire in it. And when a real Halloween bat comes to the vampire tree, it turns into a vampire bat, and the vampire bat has a mom, and it flies home and it puts the wax in its mouth, and it goes home, and then when it flies in, it spits the wax out on a machine scale, and then it slowly chinks around to put it in a machine that sucks the wax up.
Okay, so let me see if I have this right. So we're not supposed to use Q-tips because you're supposed to buy a machine that vacuums the sucks the wax out of your ear.
Yeah.
And then what are you supposed to do with the wax once the vacuum sucks it out of your ear?
Well, you take it to a vampire museum, it's not made of groceries. It's all made of vampire jugs.
Out of vampire jugs.
Yeah, but no vampire. It doesn't do anything. You just put the wax in it and just leave it there for tomorrow. And whenever one burps, like the wax spits out their ear, like have a big, and we're gonna have a big storm of wax coming out of everyone's mouth.
Well, that's really disgusting. What you said something about a wax museum. That's what the wax museum is. That's where everybody's earwax goes after. Do the vampire bats take it to the wax museum? I'm trying to understand the relationship between the earwax and the vampire bat.
No, after they turn into vampire bats, they put the vampire, when the vampire's in the tree, they put the vampire in the mouth of the vampire bat, and when the vampire the vampire doesn't swallow it. It just keeps it in the mouth, and when it gets home and jumps into the window, when it splashes into the window and breaks the glass, it spits it out in the machine, and when the machine's working while they're sleeping, in the morning time, they keep on working about the wax, and after they keep on working, the vampire bat takes the wax to a special store where there's wax jugs, but the wax jugs don't do anything. They really just put the wax in the jugs, and when they're done putting the wax in the jugs, they just leave them there and tomorrow they come back there, pick it up, and put it back in your ear.
Wait. So after all that, somebody comes and puts it back in your ear?
Yeah, like the vampire, there's nice vampire bats that would like to fly in our house and went to Millerton. They're really nice, but they're not really bad. The bad ones are called the double mice. The double mice are the bad bats. But the good bats have a giant computer machine. It's like a big army tank, and it has a laser gun on the top of it, and it blasts an arrow or a bomb over at the bad guy. It blasts the arrow at the bad guys. And when the bad guys freak out when the arrow's on their nose, they try to bang themselves and get the arrow off their.
And I wanted to ask you earlier. You said, where did you say you heard this story? Who told you this story?
It was a long time ago. I can't tell you who told me.
Oh, is this a secret? Well, I'm curious to know what this guy thinks of the story.
Grandpa.
I'm fascinated.
Grandpa, which is the guy who's my third one, my hero grandpa. He told me about that story.
Your third hero, Grandpa?
Yeah.
Where does he live?
He lives way, way far away from He lives way in Doorway, New York.
In New York?
Yeah, and his helper Steve, they all night they work together, and every morning
What's his name?
Steve. Steve
Okay.
is
Not the helper. Your third grandpa.
Yeah, what's your third grandpa's name?
Grandpa Bat.
Grandpa Bat.
Grandpa Bat.
That's interesting.
Every
Have
day.
you? I have a couple of questions I'd like to ask. First, I would like to know, like, this whole vacuum wax thing and the vampire bats. What impact do you think this will have on the Johnson & Johnson company? Because I think people will stop using Q-tips. I mean, what's going to happen to all the Q-tips? What will people do with them?
Well, they put real jugs and they just throw them away in the trash can.
They put all the Q-tips in the trash can?
Yeah.
Maybe Mitter could play with some of them. What do you think?
Usually the Q-tip company don't really like cats play with their Q-tips.
Oh, okay.
They-
And then I wondered if you might consider a future career.
Okay.
guys,
I remember
in fiction, in writing fiction.
Here.
I think you would
Stay
have a future.
here.
Okay.
Ding dong! Oh, I have a visitor, and he's a nice bat. He's a nice vampire bat. Don't catch him, because he's nice, and he's a nice vampire bat. He came all the way.
What's his name?
Tanky. He's a vampire, good vampire
Tanky?
bat. Tanky.
Tanky the vampire bat.
Yeah, he has a rock-like bug with a gun on top of it, and it shoots an arrow at the bad guys, and it doesn't really do anything. Just blows up.